know, we're live. We're commentating. Dead antelope about now. Gotta love them flamethrowers.
You wanna get away? You better get in line. Won't go another day of wasting any time. I've got a lot to say. Can't hold it in this time. Got no filter. I got no filter. No filter. I got no filter.
Oh yeah.
No filter. I got no filter. No filter. I got no filter. No filter. I got no filter. Hey man, can I get a favor? Yeah, sure, I know, see you later. Sometimes I just wanna be a hater. Gotta wash down the top 40s with a chaser. Your voice starts feeling like a waiter. Scraping my mind against a cheese grater. Before you go, sir, you have to sign a waiver. That's alright, I'm aware of the danger. You wanna get away? You better get in line. Won't go another day of wasting any time. I've got a lot to say, can't hold it in this time. Got no filter, I got no filter. 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 No filter, I got no filter.
Boom, we're live, brother.
We are live and we are pumped up. And of course, you know, we've gotten to be a habit here,
Yep.
hasn't it?
Yep. Yeah.
So guys, here's the Noreen. This is the it's a 30-06
hunting
Evil
caliber.
AR-10 hunting caliber. That's right, hunting caliber, guys. Of course, it's got everything that they hate. You know, we got a shroud, we got a flash suppressor up here. It's threaded. I mean, this is the. What'd you say? Who uses this the most? What type of guy?
The Fuds, the 30 odds.
No.
Oh, the
No,
MVEs.
no.
Yeah.
The MVEs,
MVE rifle
yeah.
there. I thought you meant the caliber.
No,
yeah, the
no.
MVE. There you go.
All
Good
right.
evening, Brian.
This is actually I got this from David, Fetting 1760 Sports. I really want to say, give him a shout out and thank him. But this is going to be our North Dakota Farm Bureau raffle gun, but it ain't done. It's heading A&A engraving tomorrow. So let's see what we come up with. We're going to go pimp it out. So yeah.
Yeah, Clay's
All right.
got that. And then I don't know if you watch any videos, you've seen this one before. The old yep. The old it's bolt action, right, Clay? It's safe. It's approved.
It's safe. It's a bolt action. It's safe. Absolutely.
And Clay and I are talking about maybe getting a raffle together. And this Ruger Ranch 5.5 chamber and 5.56 runs 223s, but it don't. Hey, we raffle it. It ain't coming with this suppressor.
No,
we're talking about doing that and getting a
Stay
raffle
tuned.
going. So if you guys like bolt action rifles, 16-inch barrel things, I mean, shoot freaking dimes for you to Hondo.
Yep.
That's what we're talking about getting for a raffle. Hopefully we do, and
Absolutely.
that's what we got going tonight. And that's what I got saying. That's one of my favorite rifles. Actually, I love that thing. It's freaking awesome.
Well, let's get
Evening,
the show
Kevin.
started here. A well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. And that, I mean, I'm fired up about everything I've seen this past week. So, we got baiting bills going on. We got commie assault weapon bans, pistol braces, and there's just
Hey, the good news is, if you're all interested in that, you came to the right place, because Clay and I are going to be hitting on a lot of that tonight. So, Doug said he never did get a chance to buy a ticket from you for that.
Well, we'll get him in on this one for sure. I got him. Doug. I got you.
I won't buy one from you, because if I win, everybody will bitch. Yeah, so I'm cooking.
No, you got to buy one on this.
Okay.
Hey, you know what Marty said? Marty said he's here for the beaver.
So yeah, if anybody's seen did the promo for the show with my dad holding the beaver, I mean, we're really not talking about beaver hunting. It was kind of a innuendo there to be funny about it, but I mean, we can talk about beaver hunting. I can tell you how we beaver hunt at the creek.
Yeah, I
My
mean,
dad's actually renamed the bridge there the train station. So
good evening, Trampus. Glad to have you here. By the way, Trampus has a bull sale coming up. And hey, Trampus, if you get a chance, send me a flyer if you got it. We'll go ahead and put it up here. And I'll tell you why. I mean, he's got great bulls, guys, and I just can't say enough about him. And he's a good friend, and he's a
awesome.
great supporter of the show and Farm Bureau. So yeah.
Yeah, awesome. Appreciate that. All right, Clayton. So let's so coming up on the show, like I said, first thing we're gonna hit on is some of these gun bills in North Dakota, and then the baiting bill. And boy, I tell you what, we got a letter, somebody who was in opposition to letting the people have the say on this instead of game and fish. If you're a bull hunter, I tell you what, this guy's one of you. You need to treat him accordingly after I read this, because vast majority of people I know who bull hunt, Clay, hunt with rifle too, and they love rifles. But this guy sounds like a real freaking self-righteous prick. Yeah. Sorry for the language.
And this is not. This is this guy's what was he the president or is he just a member? I don't remember. But
vice president.
We were going through. I was going through a lot of the comments in the testimony from House Bill number 1151, which is the baiting bill, and it's the same old rollout of the same old people that have really no reason to oppose it. Mm-hmm. But I can tell you this: well, what I tell you is like 144 to 54 in favor. 144 testimonies in favor from everyday people, hunters. Mm-hmm. Again, some groups, which is always good to have. But if you look at the 54 that were in opposition, it's the same old, game and fish mismanagement people. Yeah. It's the North Dakota Bow Hunters Association, all these FUDs as far as I'm concerned. And that just pissed me off. Hey, Brandon, good to see you here tonight.
Well, hey, Brandon, good to see you. I actually got from Senator here. I'll read it when we get into it. But anyways, we're going to hit on them bills like I told you about. And then guess what? Democrats in D.C. in the Senate, we got another assault weapons ban introduced by good old Die-Fi. And it's kind of the same old. And we're planning on getting into Crazy Horse here, doing our Midwest Badass. We'll see. I mean, I definitely want to do it because he's got some good stuff. And then a happy ending. So, all right. So without any more hee-hawing around here, Clayton, let's get into it. So we got some pro-gun bills that were heard in House Committee here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's 10 of them. 9 of them were heard in House committees already, but there's no action. Ben Koppelman's House Bill 1431. It's for citizens to be able to possess and carry firearms at the Capitol. The first time around in the committee, it didn't pass. They went over it again. It passed. It went to the House, passed the House, 90 yay, 40 no. So that's a complete and utter domination right there in the House.
Yes, it was. Yes.
It went to the Senate floor. The Senate received it on 31st. So I imagine they're going to take it in their committee now, right, Clay? Is that how it works? And then
that's how it'll go to their committee. I don't know which one it'll be assigned to, but yeah, that's where it'll go now. And I can tell you right now that I'm just looking at it right now. Maybe I can share this with everybody. Let's try some new stuff here. I'm learning how to navigate this baby.
Show us your wizardry, Clay.
Yeah, did it come up here? There it is.
I see it, but I can't read it. It's pretty small.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to turn the chat off. There you can see it a little better, guys.
Okay.
As 14. You can see, there was only 2 testimonies on it that were actually written, and one's from Fargo, a Doug Charbonneau or something. Let's see.
Sonny Bono.
Yeah, and then Brian Newby. If you look at the docket,
New Jersey,
you kind of see. Okay,
Brunswick, New Jersey.
Yeah, how about that?
What does he care?
I don't know. Brian Newby, Secretary of State. So here's his, and that comes from this comes from North Dakota, and he's just basically giving some testimony as to what it doesn't. So, but he was in favor, and we'll find the other one here.
So when Clay's looking for that, I will tell you that I talked to
right here. He gives a due pass recommendation.
Okay.
So it's good to see these guys doing this. Glad they are.
Love it.
And then here's all the.
So all these other bills, I actually, my representative, she used to be on the committee where they heard a lot of gun bills. Well, they moved it to another one, and she said she didn't even realize they did that. But she said all these House bills, she figures that this committee is, and these guys introducing these bills are pretty pro-gun. It's in good hands. So I'm hoping, obviously you want them all to pass, but I mean, that's asking a lot, I think. But hopefully, I mean, we'll keep you up. And so the next thing we're going to go on here, Clay, House Bill 1151. This is the baiting bill, which Game and Fish wants to ban baiting. They claim their reasoning is it spreads EHD.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Chronic wasting. My bad.
CWD.
CWD. Yep. But we'll go over that a little bit. The science, what they claim the science is. I think John Arman's got a pretty good claim printed off what John said. But
he does.
That my senator from my district says he thinks I think they're adding amendments this week on quantity and possibly a setback from others' property. I believe it is in a very good place. So what he's saying is, the quantity is like how much he thinks they're going to maybe put amendments in it. So like you can't go out and dump let's just a side dump semi-trailer full of corn down or something. And obviously he's saying set back from others' property. Like you can't, I suppose it's going to be like you can't put it within 200 yards of somebody's fence or something, right, Clay? Like your neighbor couldn't.
Yeah.
Which doesn't matter to me, but I mean.
Here's my assessment of that. When you see that happening, guys, I've been up there enough now, the last few sessions, that it looks like to me it's some kind of an appeasement, thing.
It is.
And, politics is politics. You should be able to have straight up and down bills, but unfortunately, it doesn't work that way with bureaucrats. And usually it's an appeasement for a bureaucrat, probably, somewhere like, North Dakota Game and Fish Mismanagement. I can't stand them. Anyway, go ahead.
Yeah. Well, first of all, I'd just like to thank my representatives for keeping in contact with me like that. I really appreciate that. It's awesome. And you know what was that? That was coffee, right? Yeah. It's actually Captain Morgan flavored coffee and my Lauer Auto Repair Guns in the 701 mug.
Yeah, mine's thanks to Buck and the boys in Alabama. They sent me a little homemade brew there and mixed with a little tonic water. So. But yeah, don't worry, we won't get crazy.
Clay and I were going to make a point about something too we discussed this week. There's a lot of other podcasts and streams Clay and I watch, and ours we get a lot of comments from you guys, and it's awesome, man. We just like to thank you guys for participating in the show like that and putting up those comments, because not all of them do that, man. We get a lot of participation from our listeners. That's freaking awesome, good, bad, or otherwise. I think they're all good, but. We just like tell you guys we appreciate that and keep it up. So
yeah, absolutely. Well, let's get into the nuts and bolts of this.
Yep, let's get into this. So
I'll tell you what. Let's wait 1 minute here, and I'll tell you why. I think we probably need to take an obscene profit timeout.
All right, we'll
get that going. Thank our sponsors.
Yep,
and then we'll come right back here.
Sounds good, buddy. Guns in the 701 is sponsored by Lauer Auto Repair, located on 309 South Washington Street, Bismarck, North Dakota. Doug and the boys are patriots who support your Second Amendment rights with friendly service, decades of experience, competitive pricing, and expert advice for all your auto needs. It's getting colder out, so bring your vehicle in for a checkup and let Doug make sure you won't get stuck out in the cold this season. Stop in and let him know that you heard it on Guns and the 701 and you appreciate his support for your freedom and, most importantly, our Second Amendment civil right. That's Lauer Auto Repair, Bismarck, North Dakota. Give them a call, 701-258-6308.
Guns in the 701 is sponsored by The Blind Guy of North Dakota. For all your custom window coverings, you can contact them at 701-222-3932. They're freedom-minded, they're patriotic, and they love the Second Amendment. This husband-wife team was born and raised right here in North Dakota and based out of Bismarck. Again, for your Second Amendment company, for all your custom window coverings, The Blind Guy of North Dakota, 701-222-3932, or visit them on the web at blindguynd.com. All right. And we can't say enough for our sponsors, Laurel Auto Repair down there, and the blind guy. They do a great job. If you go in there and you tell them you heard it on Guns in the 701, let them know, because they like to
Yeah.
hear that. And I can't
Wait.
say enough about the service I've had at Doug's place. So keep it up.
All right, Clay. Do you know where we are with this? I kind of read that from my district senator there, House Bill 1151. You got anything to add before I get to this opposition letter?
Right now, from what I'm hearing, it kind of sounds like it's probably going to be a go, at least coming out of the House.
Mm-hmm.
The Senate's kind of up in the air, which surprised me. We'll see what happens. The Senate,
Mm-hmm.
the Senate can be a fickle body up there, but it kind of sounds like it's probably going to come out with amendments.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what they're going to be yet, and
Mm-hmm.
I imagine it's going to pass at that point, or have a due pass recommendation, and then head to the floor. And I think it will be pretty successful up there, because everybody knows this ain't based on science.
Yeah.
It's just
So
not.
I would say too, guys, when these bills come out and they get ready to come onto a floor vote, and if it's coming up when Clay and I are doing a live, we'll let you know. Otherwise, just check back on our Facebook, our page, or gunsin701.com. If we want you to take action, ask you to take action, call your senator, your representatives on pro gun bills or hunting bills or something like that. We're going to try and stay up on that. I'm not saying we're going to be 100%, but we're going to do the best we can to help everybody out and make it as easy as possible. So.
Eric brings up a great point. I'm in a CWD unit right here in Sioux County, 3F2, and our land butts right up to the North Dakota South Dakota border. You can bait in South Dakota. Literally, I could walk 1 foot across the line and bait, but I can't do it on 1 foot in the North Dakota. But them deer, they don't seem to care about what their arbitrary lines are. They just go back and forth all the time. And so I guess, they must not get it as easy. Kind of like when them fake masks were stopping China virus. They must not be bad here, but was bad in someplace else. It's just, this is ludicrous. It's imaginary line based on control.
Yep. So I just got a text from the blind guy. He bought a Ruger American 17 from me. He said it just took out 2 tree-eating cottontails. He's got the cottontails out there mowing his trees. There's 2 less out there.
Fry them up, good eating.
Okay, so Clay sent me this. He was going through some stuff. This is in opposition, which means they don't want the bill passed. They don't want people's voices to be heard. They want Game and Fish to just arbitrarily ban shit like the ATF whenever they want. You know what? Hey, Jeb, I'm sorry. I'm buddies with you, and we're friends, and we're cordial, but I disagree with you 100% on this. Clay's not quite as friendly with Jeb, but that's the way it goes. So this letter I'm going to read here, this guy's name is Nevin Jenner from Williston, and he is the vice president of the North Dakota Bowhunters Association. And like I said, if you watch the beginning of the show, I'm not against bow hunting. I bow hunt. Clay bow hunts. But this guy is, and like I said, most bow hunters I know rifle hunt too. This guy he's a smug. Oh, I'm just going to read the letter here. All right. We're going to go through a paragraph, and then we're going to stop and break this down a little bit. All right.
I do believe I have that letter. Let me see.
Okay.
There you go. Right. Is that James O'Shea? Is that the one? Oh, no, sorry.
Nope.
That's backcountry hunters and anglers.
This guy's name is Nevin Jenner.
Gotcha.
Okay, so I'm going to read this, Clay. I'm going to stop after a little bit here, and then we're going to kind of discuss what's going on here. I'm writing you today in opposition of House Bill 1151, not only as vice president of the North Dakota Bowhunters Association, but as a lifelong hunter, outdoorsman, and conservationist. I have volunteered thousands of hours and dollars over the course of my 33 years, and as a life member and board member of the North Dakota Bowhunters Association, Rocky Mountain Elk Foundation, I am also a member of the NRA, Missouri Basin Bowmen, American Bear Foundation, an annual member of the Pope and Young Club, Wild Sheep Foundation, Compton's Traditional Archery Club, Professional Bowhunter Society, and others. All right, so he's setting the stage here. Now check out my bona fides. I kick ass. I'm like the Rambo of the hunting world. Yep. And you guys need to listen to me, because I know a hell of a lot more than you do. And if you think I'm making that up, just wait till I keep going here. Clay, you got anything to add for that first part I read?
No, I mean, it's pretty straightforward what he thinks, isn't it? I mean, he's giving himself all his accolades so that he can justify his opinion, and you're supposed to just take that because of all these things that he's been a member of, which that gives him the accreditation, I guess. So
Yep. All right.
Whatever. Go ahead.
All right. Next one here. Like I said, I'm going to read this and then we're going to stop and break it down a little bit. To put it briefly, my life revolves around hunting with my wife and my family while supporting the wildlands and critters that I hold so dear. While we can never satisfy everyone, I strive to do what is best for our, in big letters, public wildlife resource and through the majority of outdoor enthusiasts now and in the future. Having taken my first deer with the bow at age 8, wow, you're like a Jedi. I never found it necessary to bait a big game animal. Well, guess what? I never found it necessary either. Sometimes successful hunts don't conclude with a harvest. That said, we have amazing hunting opportunities in North Dakota, and I find it irresponsible to risk our wildlife simply because some individuals cannot be bothered to put in the time and effort to learn the woodsmanship and hunting skills that baiting substitutes for. All right, that's complete bullshit. Clay, I'm going to let you go first because I'm freaking burning right now.
Yeah, well, I like how he stresses public, wildlife resources. I noticed there was a theme in the opposition letters. They're all talking about public lands, that what, 7%?
Yeah.
And well, that's a whole nother. We
You
won't go
can't
down
bait
that
on
rabbit
public
hole
land
tonight.
anyway.
Exactly. So why are they trying to tell us that was what I was getting to? Why are they trying to tell us on our private land what we can do? And their vehicle, CWD, and unfortunately, Senator Hoeven just got him some more money. Guys, it always comes down to follow the money. He secured a whole bunch of money to bring back to North Dakota for studies for this CWD. Now, I don't know about you, but what they say they had one positive or no, one that actually died
One
of
that
it.
they know for sure that it actually killed out of the
Right.
70 positive.
Right. And the 70 positives it didn't. Now, let's also remember, and Daryl made a great point on this a month ago. These deer, where they're collecting the heads, well, the deer were shot during hunting season. They did not die of CWD. They died having CWD. So evidently they were just fine running around. They happened to get hunted by a good hunter. He took the deer and evidently ate the meat even. So I'm not seeing the
Nothing
problem
happened
here.
to him?
Not that I haven't heard of any cases showing up.
Keith got a good comment here. Wow, he's Davy Crockett. Shit, he's better than that, Keith. Come on, man.
Come on, man. So,
All right, so
yeah.
so right towards the end here is what really freaking chaps my rear end. Individuals cannot be bothered to put in the time and effort to learn woodsmanship and hunting skills that baiting substitute for. First of all, jerk, I put in all kinds of freaking time and bothered to do it. I'm not bothered by it. I freaking enjoy doing it. I enjoy hunting with my rifle far more than my bow. That and woodsmanship, like I don't have hunting skills. Hey, I mean, if you want to get together and we can talk hunting, you don't know jack shit more than I do, and I certainly don't think I know more than you. But I'm not going to tell somebody they don't have woodman. And if baiting substitutes for it, baiting doesn't substitute for it. I've put bait down for years, and I've mentioned this before. You can dump a semi-load of freaking bait down, and the biggest buck in your area won't even come onto your damn camera.
That's right.
I mean, can I?
I've had it happen.
Yeah, I tell you what, does will come in. I can kill a freaking doe anytime I want. Anytime I wanted to, I can kill a doe. I don't even need bait. They come down there to eat in the grass. It doesn't matter. That has nothing. Baiting has nothing to do with your lack of hunting skills at all.
Yeah, I mean,
or stalking skills or whatever. I've stalked deer and killed them with my bow too. It's nothing to do with my woodsmanship. And furthermore, Clay, anybody basically that I know could do exactly what I did when it comes to stalking or woodsmanship skills. There's a lot of skill you got sitting in your freaking tree stand, then, buddy. Right when a deer walks under and you shoot him. Wow, that's wow. Okay, how do you like it when I throw it back at you?
And that's just it. Guys like this, they have this, I don't know, this entitlement, superiority complex because I'm out there hunting with one thing. Yeah, this guy, he's hunting with this. And all of us that are trying something different, doing something different, maybe using different tactics. Oh, we're not real hunters. I mean, that's what he's saying. Let's just call it out.
Right.
He don't think that we're real hunters. Well,
in my opinion, that's what Game and Fish is trying to do with this. Say it's not real hunting.
Right, Marty, NDGF has become the Dr. Fauci of wildlife. Absolutely.
Yeah, you're right, Axe. I'm not Jeb Bush tonight like last week. This guy's got me freaking fired up here. It's unbelievable. all
it's
right.
insane. Yeah, go ahead and finish.
I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna say, if you got anything else to add to that, I mean,
I
baiting
can
has
tell
nothing
you.
to do with your lack of skills. Are you trying to get a big buck to come in? Sure you are. I have it's not a Boone and Crockett mule deer buck, but it's pretty damn close. And I have an over Booner whitetail buck, and they were both
Yeah.
shot without bait. So I don't know what to tell you.
All of mine have been shot without bait. Now, what's bait? Is it me setting up in my hills above a cornfield because I know that's where the deer are going to be? Is that baiting?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, is it me making sure I know the habits of these big bucks when they're coming through, and I know where they're going to food, I know where they're going to water, I know where they're laying up at? What is that? I call that homework and good hunting.
Yeah,
Some
I
might call
guarantee
that
you,
bait.
I've been sitting in my hunting shack
Hey,
and walking out
Corey,
there and stalking deer for a long time. It has nothing to do with me not putting in the time.
we'll see you later, Corey. He's got to take off for a fire department meeting. I'll see you
Okay.
tomorrow, though, bud.
Yeah, look at here. My buddy Eric. Why does Game and Fish give you a subsidized deal on seed to plant food plots? Must be to not hunt over it at all, huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
You
and I can
know,
tell you that food plot stuff brings in deer beaucoup more than a pile of freaking corn will.
corn works, sunflower fields are awesome. And not just that, everything benefit. It ain't just deer. I mean, pheasants, grouse. And you know what? When you bring pheasants and birds and things like that into that area, whether people like it or not, coyotes and predators come in there too. But I like it because then I can go and hunt the predators. I love predator hunting. I mean, it's a circle of life, guys. And it's just, it's that's the way it works.
Yep. All right, so let's go on to the next paragraph here, Clayton.
Yeah, we only made it through part of this.
Yeah, we got a couple more. Here to go. So he says, many of the opinions that you are bound to digest will simply portray this bill as, and he's got it in quotes, my rights issue. I remind you that hunting is not a right. It is a privilege that countless hunters and conservationists have earned for not only us, but for future generations. If this was just a private property issue, could the same not also be said for things like bag limits and legal hunting hours? Another defense often used is the youth and how they can't be presented with opportunities without bait. I counter that if more of the mentors teaching them had the skills to hunt without bait, that the kid would benefit much more from learning said skills. Again, he's saying you don't have skills if you use bait.
Again, we're not real hunters. You don't know anything.
Mm-hmm. And furthermore, I've hunted. I've had young youth hunt on our land. Guess where the best ethical shots come from, Clay? When they were down where the corn pile was, the two does, best shots they ever made.
Yeah, best shot. And
you know why? Because the deer was there. They didn't know we were there. They had time to aim.
I kind of look at it like this when he starts talking. There's a whole bunch of stuff wrapped up in that paragraph he just read. It boils my blood. He says it's not a private property rights bill. I'll kiss my butt. Second of all, he talks about bag limits and times. You know what? He's right. If it's my private property, I know what's on my property. I don't care what anybody says. If you got private property of any size, you know what's there, especially out west here. You have resident wildlife.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, I set the limits. I know that me and my sons each have a tag. So there's 3. And I figure I can actually have about 5 more people, 5 to 6, actually come to this place and hunt big game. That's it. I won't let any more on. I know what the limitations are.
There's only so many animals.
Right now.
Yeah.
Well, after EHD comes through, let's talk about EHD and how it killed, numerous deer that I actually found dead. Some of my biggest whitetail bucks were dead after that come through. So, you know what? 6 to 9 deer is about the limit is what I will let anybody take off of this place now. Just like pheasants. We don't have any. We've had lots of drought, lots of bad winter storms. I don't even hunt pheasants. So, yes, Mr. Nevin Jenner, I am a better manager than all of them people with them fancy wildlife biology degrees that work at the Game and Fish. You're damn right. I'm a better manager of my private land and resources here.
Yeah, and like I said, let's actually. There's a good comment right here from Doug. Well, couldn't calling coyotes be classified as baiting? You damn right. It's baiting. You know what? I love it. That's another thing. Okay, let's go real quick. Calling in coyotes and baiting deer, or just driving around looking for coyotes or walking. They're on the run. You shoot, hit them in the gut, hit them in the ass, blow a leg off. You think a young hunter who goes out and you blow a leg off a deer and shoot it in the gut, and that thing's over there making noise, and you walk up on it, you think that's good? You think that really encourages them to stay? I know people my age who have given up hunting because their first hunting experience was like that.
Yeah, and if you have a first bad hunting experience, it's just like shooting when you're teaching a young person how to shoot. If you go give them a 308 right out of the gate and they can't handle it and they shoot it and it knocks their shoulder back and even maybe hurts, guess what? You probably ruined them for life. Would it be better to give them the tools that are going to allow them to actually learn how to shoot, learn how to shoot accurately, and have fun? It goes for hunting too. Both my boys shot doe first. The nice thing about it is we were able
Game
to
and Fish is at your door, Clay.
Yeah, I got something for him back here. Anyway, actually, I'm ready. And anyway, when you look at what happens when you take a young kid out, I used a smaller caliber gun. I used my suppressor. They had all the tools they needed. They got behind that firearm, knew how to use it, knew how to use it accurately. And I'll tell you what, one shot dead. You know where we hunted? Next to the cornfield, where some corn had dumped out over the side of the truck. Gee, the deer were standing there. Nice, big, juicy doe, which tasted great, by the way.
Awesome.
And he popped that baby right there in the head. And that's what I told him. With the doe, take him in the head. We were close enough. Yeah. I don't know.
So, Clay, like if, let's just say somebody knocked on your door and, hey, taking my son out here and my daughter for their first hunt, and he's a landowner and they got a doe tag, and you're like, sure. So where do you think we should go? You know what Clay's going to tell him? Tell you what, when I go into my hay fence over here, just go down. There's a creek right on that bend. Wait right there, and about 5 o'clock, they're going to come out and then go ahead and shoot one. Is that cheating too? Because you know where they come out. Yeah, I mean, you did your work then, Clay. Right? You put in your time. Put in my time. I can tell you right now, and I've done this where I see people out here. There's a piece of Indian ground just to the east of me here, and I've seen some guys over there hunting it. They weren't having a lot of luck. The birds were getting up. This was a few years back when we had birds around here, and guess where they're going? They're going on to mine. You know what was over there, by the way? Yeah, we had a grain field over there. Imagine that. Anyway, with a crick. So I knew there were birds in there. I seen he had these young kids with him. They were working some dogs, and they just weren't getting much. So I drove up there, and it was kind of funny because my place, as you've seen, is posted very well with North Dakota lockout signs. You could see the nervousness in this guy's eyes. I said, hey, I noticed you guys were out there. We were walking, hoofing it pretty good, and wasn't having a lot of luck. He goes, yeah. He says, everything went down into this creek over here. And I said, well, that's my property. Oh, it is. I said, tell you what, I can't tell you how much I love seeing kids out here. I said, why don't you? And I said, just you guys that are here today. You may. I said, how long are you going to be here? And they said they're going to be here for the rest of the weekend. They're from Minnesota. So I tell you what, as long as I don't see a whole bunch of other people show up and you're doing it right, I said, why don't you guys take a swing at that? And then I said, when you're done there, I have my north place. Remember I showed you that? That's Bill. Yeah. And we got some tree rows up there. I said, yeah. That was a joke. I know what you're getting at. 80 mile an hour. Anyway, I said, why don't you guys run up there? And I said, have fun, take your limits, and teach these kids how to hunt. That's the kind of guy I really am. Yep. There's guys like this. If this guy comes up and tells me his name ever, he ain't hunting. Hey, I'll tell you what, Nevin Jenner, if you listen, get in contact with Clay. We got our emails right there. You want to come on and debate this? I'd be more than happy to do it. I'm not going to call you names. I'm not going to. We'll do it civil like. I'm pretty sure he's one of the same ones when we were fighting for the property rights bill in 2019, because Bow Hunters Association had them lined up. And I mean, they all come out against having all of our private land posted. We just got a bow tag. We just want to bow hunt. Yeah. So let's go to some of these comments. I seen Jeans went by there. He said this guy must hunt with the long bow and loincloth too. Yeah, where was I? I saw that too. Lynette said, I would rather see ethical shots than hunters wandering around trying to take shots they know they can't. Yeah, just exactly. And it's on the run. They're just, and they open up. I mean, that's what's going to happen. I mean, if some people have to hunt like that, I understand that. But Yeah, Keith says, wait, put that tree stand one up there. I like that one.
This is a good
What
one
was that
too. This is Eric. Get rid of the tree stands and ground blinds if you are against baiting, because stands and blinds aid you in hiding from them.
Yep.
Yeah. I mean, where do we draw that line?
Right. Yeah,
And
my cousin Amelia,
Brian's
Crick,
got,
she likes that.
yeah.
That's how it goes up here. It's a crick.
Creek. Yeah.
Creek. I don't know.
I can just tell you right now,
Southern.
this whole idea, and they're using CWD as their vehicle. I mean,
Mhm.
why aren't they over there going, what's causing EHD? Well, we do know it's usually a mite that they catch. It's uncurable,
Just
supposedly.
ban them.
Better ban it.
Ban the mites.
Yeah, we better spray for them, right? Anyway, what I don't understand is usually you find these deer dead by water sources. We better fence out all the water sources. We better not have any water tanks out there,
Yeah.
because we can't have them congregating and dying, right? I mean,
Well,
that's
the
the
virus
same
is
logic.
getting in the water then.
I mean, the virus is getting in the water. They're probably rubbing against each other, and they're getting that mite. I mean, guys, Mother Nature's cruel, and Mother Nature will do its own selective thinning of the herd.
Yep.
And that's what's happening. CWD, not going to stop it. You're not going to stop it. And it's not, I don't think it's the epidemic they make it out to be. I
No.
kind of agree with what Marty said. We got the Dr. Fauci of the world in the game fishing parks.
Well, Clay, I tell you what. So let's run another extreme profits time out here for our sponsors, and then we'll go through a few more here. And Clay's, I'll finish it up here, and then because this next one I read, Clay's got some opposition to the opposition.
I'm going to run a couple of them here. I'm going to do one for one of our potential ones. This is for you, Brandon, and then we'll go to Laurel Otto, and Blind Guy.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
Guns in the 701 is sponsored by Lauer Auto Repair, located on 309 South Washington Street, Bismarck, North Dakota. Doug and the boys are patriots who support your Second Amendment rights with friendly service, decades of experience, competitive pricing, and expert advice for all your auto needs. It's getting colder out, so bring your vehicle in for a checkup and let Doug make sure you won't get stuck out in the cold this season. Stop in and let him know that you heard it on Guns and the 701, and you appreciate his support for your freedom and, most importantly, our Second Amendment civil right. That's Lauer Auto Repair, Bismarck, North Dakota. Give them a call, 701-258-6308.
Oh, it cut off short there, it sounded like. But again, we want to thank Lauer Auto Repair there. Doug and the boys do a great job. Blind Guy down there or up there. For me, it's up there in North Dakota.
Yep.
Well, that said, she's going to give him a call. So, yeah, give him a call. Get some blinds ordered up. Sounds good.
Yeah. I was just in Brandon's store the other day, too. Tons of stuff in there. Too much to name. But easy. That's a good one, Keith. You want to read that?
That's good, Keith. Yeah, don't give me a... Anyway.
So if you're listening on the podcast, Keith said, easy on the fencing of water sources. Don't give Biden and Bureau of Land Management any ideas.
And they're probably going to try already, the waters of the U.S. That's a whole nother fight we're not going to go down tonight.
All right, so here we go. We're going to continue with this. I'm getting to the end of it here, but this Nevin Jenner from the North Dakota Bowhunters Association goes on. A debate is often thrown around, quote, where is the science? It is quite available. However, science is rarely dealt with in absolutes. Science is nearly always a theory backed up by probabilities and statistics. That is why no one can promise something when it comes to methods of preventing the spread of given disease. If the Game and Fish has this scientifically proven method removed from their quiver, chances are the remaining tools will have to be reinforced. In 25 plus years of attending North Dakota Game and Fish Advisory Board meetings, I could probably count on one hand how many I missed in my region. Wow, you're a hero, dude. Over that time, I have had the pleasure of getting to know many of our fine department employees. Fine. I will be the first to tell you that our Game and Fish staff are passionate and regularly go far above and beyond. I have hunted in many other states and would not hesitate to say that we have the best department I have ever encountered. All right, Clay, I'm going to back up to where he says, where's the science? And you got a letter there from John Arman. I've heard John talk about this on Scott's show, and Scott's had other guys on, Scott Bachmeyer, Dakota Prairie Outdoors, and John from Ultimate Outdoor Adventures. There's states like Colorado, and I don't know the other ones and that they ban it from, but Colorado is one for sure that John has talked about. They've banning baiting has always been banned in Colorado. Their CWD is it's rising. It's rising. So that's not scientific. That's just happenstance. But he named like 3 other states. I think Michigan maybe was one, and it's going up there. They banned it in your unit, Clay. I used to hunt deer down there in the mid 2006, 7, 8 or something like that.
Yep.
And when I quit hunting there, that's when they banned it. And now 3F2 actually has more positive cases of that than before they banned it. So I mean,
it's just it. It has nothing. One has nothing to do with the other. You know, there was a guy that actually called in the K-Fire. That's been a while ago, talking about how he owned land in 3F2, and then on the other side, there's literally just a road separating them. And then he talked to that game and fish guy. He said, "I want to know what you think about this." He goes, "I can't bait on this side, but I can on this side." But they're running back and forth. He goes, "What's the difference? One's got a cornfield where there's been some spillage. The other one has a silage pile back here." He goes, "They bed down on one and then they run to the other." He says, "About, in the wintertime," he said, "close to 100 deer plus, always congregating." He says, "The funny thing is, I've never seen a sick one out there." And he's absolutely right. That's how stupid this is.
Yeah. It's what do we got? Okay, what do we got?
Now, Gene, not quite. Theory is not fact. Might I recommend checking out the scientific method to prove or disprove the theory? You're absolutely right, Gene. I was waiting for someone to say that.
Yeah. Well, we got my buddy Eric. It says with the tree stand ideology, you have to ban rangefinders and scopes with drop reticles. True Davy Crockett only used iron sights, me boy. Just the bead on the front, that little brass bead too. None of this rear sight crap either, right?
Nah, we got to go back to just using rocks, spears.
Oh man! All right, Claire, are we done with that? Should we move on to the next bit of information here we got?
I mean, I'm just kind of going over John Arman. If you guys don't know John Arman,
do that. Go for it.
Ultimate Outdoor Adventures. He's also a Bismarck school teacher, and then he owns a ranch up here. I know where that's at up here. It's actually in 3F2, a lot of it.
Yeah, by Flasher, right?
Yeah.
Watch that drink, Clayton.
Watch that drink, huh? He says, "I'm fortunate that this baiting bill will not affect me either way or my ability to hunt." And honestly, guys, this has nothing to do. I don't know about you, Jamie, but it has nothing to do with my ability to hunt.
No.
I've taken some nice bucks. You've seen
according
them.
to Nevin, it does.
Yeah. Mine just live in my tree row, right?
Yeah.
Anyway, because being a landowner, though, I have the ability to put in food plots and manage the deer on my property, as a lot of us do. I'm not opposed to baiting or for it. I believe that it is up to the individual hunter to decide if this is what he or she would like to do. My main concern is why. I support this bill is because the lack of science behind the game and fish's decisions. And he's absolutely right, guys.
Yeah.
They don't have real science. I understand that CWD is real, and I don't think any of us are denying it.
Right.
CWD is a real disease.
Sure.
I just don't think it's the epidemic. Gee, where have we heard that before? I think it's real. I just don't think it's an epidemic.
Yeah.
Anyway, he says it has been on the landscape since the 60s. I know it is spreading, and there are some concerns. However, if you look at the true data and the breakdown, there's absolutely no evidence that CWD is being spread by baiting, and I absolutely agree with that.
Right.
I visited with Game and Fish several times. He says, I asked him to show me the periodic review or data that shows that CWD is spread by baiting, and there is none because they don't have any. Guys, if you want to go, this idiot that we just had the other letter from, and that's your vice president of the Bowhunters
Nevin
Association.
Jenner, Williston.
Nevin Jenner out of Williston.
North Dakota Bowhunters Association vice president.
Don't forget that. And that's exactly what the Bowhunters Association is made up of. They also are affiliated with the North Dakota Wildlife Federation. Not a good organization either. But these guys, you want to go and check out what the advisory boards are about? We have one. It's up on our YouTube channel. Go to our YouTube channel. It just put in their Guns and 701. It should pop up. And then go check out. I have the Game and Fish Mismanagement Advisory Board where they were talking
That's what
about
you called it, too.
CWD. Yep.
I
And
get a kick out of that.
just look at the arrogance they had towards people that ask questions. I don't understand it. Oh, the government says it. These people are superior. I want to know why a biologist that works for a government entity who has no reason to really give a crap about us is more intellectual than a private wildlife biologist, because guess what? They're out there. Other companies hire them. They don't say these things. Why is the almighty government always right and we're always wrong? That's my question.
So
And I'm not going to read the rest of this because this is
no right.
it's a good letter,
John
but it's the
nailed
same,
it.
and yeah, he did a great job.
So
if you want,
Clay,
you can hit the website.
Today, there's a Facebook page. It's called Chronic Wasting Dis-Ease. I have no idea who runs this thing, but he, she, whoever does it, there's called the Apple Creek Deer Ranch or something. These guys have done a ton of research. They're whitetails. And
that was good.
Yeah. So it's privately funded research from these places. It was 8 Wisconsin deer farms, the state of Wisconsin, state of Michigan, the whole state, Texas A&M, University of Iowa at Ames, Sacramento. These guys found that deer live with CWD for 9 to 10 years on their deer farms, and they're you know what a deer farm is? They're like cattle in a lot of these places when they're feeding them, right?
Yeah.
Right, Clay? I mean, not all the time. That. Right. And what they use to actually stop and get rid of CWD, I have no idea what this stuff is. It's called humic, Humic.
Yep.
They put it in the feed and in the soil.
And it seems like it's doing the job too.
Yeah. And deer with CWD, they get resistant genes to it and improves the soil and the landscape. But the deer do not die from CWD.
No.
You know, it stops the progression of CWD. You can look this stuff. I mean, he's got a bunch of, he cites his sources, and I'm not going to do all that, but
he had great testimony. He really did.
She, whoever he is, So John's testimony. I mean, like I said, he's been on Scott's show talking about it. He's way more cogent and well spoken than me, but I agree with what he said, and I've listened to Game and Fish about what Doug put up there about is the gnats or the midge. They kill more.
Yep.
Yeah. You know what, Doug? They killed way more deer on our place when that went through. We have no whitetail left at my dad's place and my uncle's ranch up there. And it does kill mule deer now and then. It came through like I can't remember, like 2012 or something, and did that. But yeah, like EHD.
I want to put up two comments here. Kevin has a great one. He goes, "There is no baiting in Pennsylvania, but yet they have CWD, and they don't have baiting."
Impossible. That's impossible.
Can't happen. And then Gene's got a great one. How many more deer are there in North America now compared to the 60s? You know, and that's no one takes that. That's why I always like to have that per capita percentage. Let's take the cases that we knew of maybe from the 60s and the 70s and compare them now to the 2000s, the 10s, and the 20s. There's way more deer, and let's see if the percentage is higher. Because, yeah, if you got more people, it's like saying traffic deaths were up 10%. Really? But they actually weren't, because there was double the people on the highway, and it really wasn't up 10%. It was probably only up 5%. I mean, this is what they do. They play with numbers.
Yeah. What was Uncle Wayne's comment there that one time?
Lynette.
Hey, Clay doesn't have to run. All he needs to do is Marty Beard needs to get elected governor. He can appoint Clay.
Then he can appoint me. And I can tell you right now, I know a couple of people that have said they want to run, and that's fine. I said, I only ask one thing. I want to be the head of Game and Fish. Wouldn't that be fun?
I'm laughing diabolically, but I love it. Clay would be awesome running it. So it was COVID field days, but I ain't drinking the Kool-Aid. Just saying, beep, 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 beep.
Yep. I didn't either. I'm a proud pureblood. I haven't had the jab, and I never will get the jab.
Me either.
Doug, they tested deer and they came up positive with the Fauci flu. Maybe they died from that. You know what?
They said they actually had COVID. I seen it.
I know. I seen that too.
They said deer had COVID.
Wow.
For Christ's sake.
And guys, if we're beating this horse, if we're beating this horse too hard, let us know. We'll move on to another subject. But
Well, we're
this one
planning
got
on it,
under
and-
both of our skin
Yeah.
pretty hard.
Yeah, the private
Now,
land ownership and
I
it
do
just
have to
gets
put
me
up-
when you think you're cheating and you're not a real hunter. When like I
So-
said, Clay, I've never
I gotta-
even. Go ahead. I'm
Go ahead.
sorry.
Oh,
I'll
I just go ahead and finish up because I got something else here.
I feel like we're talking over each other.
Oh,
Like I said, I actually killed one buck over, and there wasn't even any corn there. It was down to just the cobs. There wasn't even anything left on it. The first buck deer I ever killed with my bow, and yes, it was oh my God, a crossbow.
oh
And
no!
which guess what, Clay and I were talking about? Maybe next session that should come up as being legal.
I
But
think it's a good one.
other than that, yeah, I've killed exactly, I don't know, I've bow hunted 12 years, and I've killed one whitetail. Like I said, there wasn't even any corn there. And it was just cobs.
Mhm.
And the other time it was a spot and stock on a mule deer. But every time that I sat, basically, maybe not every time, but 90%, I could have killed a doe. But I didn't.
Yeah,
You know, honestly, you know why I was doing it like most bow hunters? Because I was in there trying to get a buck.
exactly.
And if I get a rifle tag, I don't bow hunt because I'm preserving deer. But what do you mean? I'm just a selfish son of a bitch. I just wants to kill.
Just
everything.
horrible. Yeah,
Crossbow
I'm
is a
laughing at
weapon.
Doug's. Yeah,
Damn right it is. How many thousands of years ago was that?
yeah. The whole crossbow versus.
We're gonna do that at some point.
We will tackle that. So we will come up.
I'm gonna
it
make
ain't gonna
this
be in the
promise to
near
somebody.
future, but
I'm
we will do.
gonna make this promise to somebody. I got plenty of buddies who bow hunt and have bows. At some point, in fact, maybe I'll bring my brother-in-law. We'll do it because he's got a, I don't know, Matthews something or other. I'll bring that out and my crossbow, and at 40 yards, him and I'll shoot some groups. And
Yeah, well,
so
I got a
right,
crossbow.
like my crossbow should just like split arrows, right? And his should maybe
No,
shoot like a pie plate at
I mean,
40.
I'm looking at my crossbow hanging right there. I have one too, and I can't use it in North Dakota unless I have an injury.
Well,
And Marty,
in fact, I got to have
when-
surgery again.
When the Game and Fish has to have a bake sale in order to buy new vehicles, it'll be a good day. And I tell you what, it's probably one of the richest bureaucratic alphabet agencies in the state. I'm not kidding. That has their own money, and that's a whole week. I mean, oh my gosh, we could have another whole hour on that.
All right, tell you what. I'm going to tell
Well,
you right now. I don't think we're
one
going to
quick
get.
thing.
I don't think we're going to get to freaking.
Yeah, I know,
We might have to
Next
get to
week?
Crazy Horse next week
guys. We
but-
may just have to because otherwise we'll be here
because
for
we
a
got
whole
something
nother
coming
hour.
up here. All right, Clay. What
But-
were you going to do?
I have got to show you a couple things here from. So here's bow hunters, right? Here's off of their website. Group dedicated archers working to improve and protect the rights and privileges of bow hunters and promote and expand the sport of archery in North Dakota. Sounds good, don't it? Huh?
Sounds just like guys I know hunt with guns.
Yeah. Okay. So let me come over here and let's bring up. This is the North Dakota. This is backcountry hunters and anglers. So here's what's on their website: road development in the USF. Guys, if you don't know what that's, United States Forest Service inventoried roadless areas.
What
Okay.
does that mean?
Well, what they mean is they want to see them. They said there's road development back there, and they don't want them because they're designated as roadless areas. And I can explain how that works because I have some Forest Service allotments. Illegal motorized vehicle travel to non-motorized areas. I can tell you how that works. Those jack wagons, they don't even think those of us who have these allotments running
Mhm.
cattle should even be using our four-wheelers unless we stay on the
Christ.
trails, because I'm pretty sure all the cattle just follow the two-wheel track, right?
Yeah.
They're against the proposals to sell federal lands, and I know that we've got probably listeners that maybe agree.
They don't
with
even
that,
want to
maybe
go
don't.
back to like the states running it. They're against that shit too.
Probably. I mean, these people love public land rather. Who knows? They probably love that the feds are trying to shut it down anybody unless they want to hike on it.
Mhm.
Of course, chronic wasting disease. There you can see it right there. They're right there. And then I like this: suitable for wilderness areas in the Dakota prairie grassland. Let me tell you about that. That means they're teaming up with, and I can tell you right now, the guy who started this out of Montana, this guy's a commie. He's a liberal. He's right there with the Nature Conservancy and those.
Trust
groups.
me,
He's
Clay can smell commies out.
I've actually had some correspondence with that asshole. Yeah. Anyway,
Man, he must get you. You sound like me now, throwing out some foul language.
now I'm talking to the national organization. I have never talked to the North
Mhm.
Dakota guys, but This suitable for wilderness areas in the Dakota Prairie grasslands. They literally, guys, want to designate wilderness areas within these grasslands, even in the allotments that have probably been grazed for over 100
Mhm.
years. Don't care. They want the cattle off there. They want us off there. And I can tell you right now, I can start showing pictures of properties that are managed with grazing and aren't managed with grazing. I can tell you
Mhm.
the grazing acres look much better as long as they're done correctly. These people are they're just, backcountry hunters and anglers. They're not a friend of ours. They truly are not. So let's show you here. Here's their VP. He's out of Minot.
Jimmy O'Shea.
Yeah, and if you go through some of the things, he's all these guys seem to hail from either East River or Minnesota. It's kind of funny too. He
So
talks
Clay,
about the
I got a
Badlands.
I got a
Yeah.
question for you real quick. So if we're cheating by baiting, right?
Hmm.
We bait, right? And how long is the rifle season?
Oh, what, 2 weeks? I don't even remember. Maybe
Okay.
what is
So
it? 2 weekends?
I could say if you guys need from September till frickin' January 1st, your frickin' woodsman skills suck. You need that long to kill a deer? You suck. How's that?
There you go.
Huh?
There you go.
You
Now you
know?
got the archers mad.
Oh God, he hates bow hunters. No, I don't. I'm just making
We
a
don't.
point here. I don't.
We
Like I
don't,
said,
guys.
the vast majority of people I know who hunt with bows hunt with rifles, and they love rifles too. But this guy at this North Dakota Bowhunter Association is a straight up self righteous prick. I
Yeah,
can't stand
it's-
people like that. And I still said it. He comes on here. I'll be
Yep.
totally cordial with him.
Hell
If he
yeah.
wants to have a discussion about it and tell me how I suck at hunting and he's great, let's have her, buddy.
Kevin says we better be nice. If the ATF was shut down tomorrow, it'd be nice if they get shut down. I agree. Hey, Amelia, tell you what, email myself or Jamie. We'll get you some decals, okay?
Yeah, you right there, Jamie
Emails
at
are up here.
gunsand701.com. Shoot me your address and we'll get them out to you. I'll get them out to you for sure.
Yep. Let's see. Doug had one. Same as South Dakota. I gave one. Can't use it. Yeah. I mean, it's just. I'm telling you guys, it's about control. If it's about. Here's what I look at it. They always tell me it's about wildlife management, which they're pretty arrogant if they think man can outmanage Mother Nature and God. But let's let them give it a try. It's not that I'm against limits and things like that, but the North Dakota Game and Fish Mismanagement Agency is the biggest fee hunting operation in the entire state. It's all about the dollars, every single bit of it. I mean, they can't
We
even
found
count
that
fish
out when the
fillets for
EHD
Christ's
came
sakes.
through, Clay. When the EHD was coming through, they should have just canceled whitetail
And they
hunting
didn't.
or deer hunting in many units, and they didn't.
Yeah. I see Travis join us.
What does
Good
it
to see
say?
you,
I'm
Travis.
what?
Let's
I'm
see.
Mona?
He has I'm Monopoly or something like that.
I'm gonna lap you. Like you're
Oh,
gonna,
that's
I'm
not what
gonna
it.
slap you. I'm
okay.
gonna lap you. Okay.
See, I don't speak millennial. No, no.
That's some stuff when we were kids. So
All right, Eric makes a
Anyway.
great point. Public land shouldn't be owned by the feds or the states. It should be managed by the counties, and I absolutely agree. If you're
Yeah.
going to have public land, the county is the best place. Then each county can manage their own county as they feel fit. You can't manage East and West River the same. Absolutely, you can't manage forest versus grasslands the same. It's not a cookie cutter management. And the counties are best. I'd add one thing though. They cannot take any federal state money to manage those lands. It's got to be completely independent and done within the county, because once you introduce federal or state money, well, you get what we got, right? We're right back to the same place. Well, look at our schools. If you kick the feds out,
board.
boom. Elected board, absolutely.
All right, Clayton, let's get on. We got unless you got something you want.
I'm gonna make a call
here. Do your finishing move.
We're gonna make a call here. We're gonna, guys. I know someone's doing it. We're gonna skip our badass or our Midwest badass. We just don't have the time to cover it tonight. We will.
This
do
is
it
an
next
important
week.
issue. We thought we needed to hit harder. We thought if we had time, but don't worry, Crazy Horse. I apologize. You're coming, buddy.
We were prepared. We got the photos. We got everything we need.
Some nice hair.
Yeah, I mean, we had some cool stuff, but it'll be just as good.
The cool
next
stuff's
week,
coming.
so.
Yeah. And if I got a whole sheet, 3 sheets here of highlighted stuff. Don't worry.
Oh, hey, this is for Jenner. There you go. He's a Jedi.
You should have the Sith Lord up there for that guy.
I get that Sith. All right. So the one thing, we are going to do happy ending tonight. We got to do that.
Yeah.
But I can tell you right now, we got something we need to talk about. We got the assault weapons ban. I guess let's quickly do that. We're gonna go
Yeah.
along, obviously,
Yeah, we don't have to go too quick
but
on it.
we can talk about the assault weapons ban.
Yeah,
Of course,
we're
the same old guys.
yep.
Dianne Feinstein. Look at this.
Oh, baby.
If anyone don't
Yep.
remember this, in 1995, she said that.
Yep.
And what'd she say? Go ahead and read that for us. Can you
She
read
said,
that?
if I could have gotten 51 votes for an outright ban, picking up every one of them meaning guns, Mr. and Mrs. America, turn them all in, I would have done it.
and you know she would have. I see the comments are flowing in here too, guys.
Yeah.
They're okay with that for next year, that is. And then, yeah, you're right, Doug. Yeah, we got a stack of stuff in your formerly stained nicotine-stained fingers. All right. So I'm going to play the video. I dug the video up from 1995.
Okay, do it. Yep.
I want you to hear this, commie.
Oh, baby.
If I could have gotten 51 votes in the Senate of the United States for an outright ban, picking up every one of them, Mr. and Mrs. America, turn them all in, I would have done it.
There you go. That's how they think. And she hasn't changed her mind since 1995. She has introduced this assault weapons ban damn near every time a new Congress comes into power. Every year the new Congress comes in, and she's done it just about every time. It just doesn't get any traction.
So on top of that, Clay, banning which 205 types of firearms she has on the ban.
Yeah, it's 205.
And so on top of that, in addition to banning the sale, manufacture, transfer, and importation of 205 specific firearms, DIFI's bill requires a background check on any future sale, trade, or gifting of an assault weapon covered by the bill. This would apply to guns grandfathered in if the bill were to become law. Her bill also contains an addendum to prohibit the sale of assault weapons to citizens under the age of 21. So her reasoning for introducing this again, right? Okay, you just heard that banning the sale to people under 21, right? You don't forget that.
Yep. And
so
that
her
happened.
reasoning, right? Her reasoning for doing this was, remember in California there last week, the Monterey, right? The Monterey attack and the Half Moon Bay attacker. So the Monterey attacker, 72 years old. The Half Moon attacker, 67.
Huh. How about that, huh?
Yeah. So she also says it's time we stand up to the gun lobby. The gun lobby is you and me, my friends. It's not the gun lobby. We're the ones who call in and remove these weapons of war from the street. Oh boy.
The weapons of war yet again.
Weapons of war. Clay and his lovely wife are making me up a shirt with weapons of war on, which I'm going to proudly wear the hell out of that thing. So we all know, if you're new to the show, that was a weapon of war right there. A rock. Yep. You can get those out the street too. Yeah. Muskets are weapons of war. Crossbows, regular bows are weapons of war. They found cuts with arrows in them. So we're gonna ban what's his name, Mr. Neville. We're gonna ban Neville Jenner's freaking bows because they're weapons of war.
Do I dare put this one up? All right, just for you, we're going to put it up there, Travis.
Asian folks are responsible weapons owners.
So getting back to this whole thing, I don't know about you, but I kind of found some of the highlights that are written in the bill. I did read the bill. Yeah. It's like it's worse than the one that was passed.
Well, before you do it, let me read a few more comments here about her bill. Democrats have put forth responsible, common sense proposals that Americans broadly support. No, we don't. And would save lives. It would not. If Congress could only find the will to stand up against the gun lobby and their knuckle-dragging right-wing scumbags who own guns. I added that last part.
He added that.
I refuse to let this become the new normal. Remember Obama always said his new normal crap.
Oh, yeah.
From universal background checks to banning dangerous assault weapons and high-capacity magazines. Diane, your freaking state has banned those for years, you freaking incompetent twit. What did that do for you? You guys have more freaking mass shootings than anybody here.
Well, all these shootings, you know where they take place? Take place in Democrat strongholds that have these utopia gun laws that they all want. And what happens there? They get the mass killings and the big shootouts. I mean, it's usually done, we find out, by Usually a liberal that's got
Democrats.
a mental
90% of the
illness.
time, it's unhinged. It's unhinged Democrats,
Unhinged.
leftists.
Yep. Keith, you're right. It sounds like Mein Kampf. If you haven't read Mein Kampf, I do
Yeah.
recommend you read it
Fear
in
wrote that
small
when he was in
doses.
prison.
Yes, he did.
So, okay, what do you got, Clay? I got
well,
something too. Go
I
ahead.
just got some of the bullet points here, and we got something else coming up. Speaking
You
of
said
that later.
bullet?
But of course, you already brought this up. It bans the sale, manufacture, and
Mhm.
transfer and importation of 205 military-style assault weapons, and they're listed by name. I mean,
Okay.
wow.
Clay,
But-
military style though, real quick. Was a musket in the military?
Yeah, it was, but that ain't listed.
Okay, Baba, you may proceed. It is in New
All
York.
right.
Go ahead.
Yeah, in New York it is, isn't it?
New York
Anyway,
City. Geraldo.
what I get a kick out is that they put a little notation here that owners may keep the existing weapon. So if you actually go pull up the assault weapons ban, though, that was introduced,
Mhm.
you're right. They can keep their firearm. I refuse to call it a weapon, it's a firearm. It's a tool. The catch is once you die, no, it doesn't. You can't leave it then to the next person. They're what they're leading to is they want you to register it and put it, on file. You can keep it. They're so gracious to let you keep your Second Amendment right, and then they're going to come take that once you pass. That's just one of the things I've seen in there. Of course, it bans magazines, other ammunition feeding devices
Mhm.
that hold more than 10 rounds of ammunition, which allow shooters to
Whoa.
quickly fire many rounds without needing reloading. By the way, if you read that part of it, it could be construed that if you take two 10-round mags, and you know what I'm going to go to here, don't you, Jamie? A lot of them can be interlocking, or you can buy the
Mhm.
attachment to make them interlocking. So all you got to do is drop it and flip it over.
Yeah.
Well, this is a highlight of it, but I can tell you right now, within that bill, they want those too. They actually have it
Oh, for
worded
sure.
that that's what they can go after.
And Clay, let's real quick add. Parkland High School in Florida, 10-round magazines.
10 rounders.
Choa, Virginia Tech, like 30 people killed and 20 wounded, 10-round magazines. So, and I'm going to lead in with that. You got something else, Clay? Because I got something.
No, go ahead. Go for it.
Okay. So I got four things here real quick. Let's just say DIFI gets their way in the Democrats, right? And the rest of these commies, and they ban, let's just say they freaking ban semi-automatics, all of them, pistols, rifles, whatever, right? Okay. So we got Washington, and I'm not going to, I just picked these off the top of my head, and I looked them up to verify that I remembered these.
Mm-hmm.
And there's many more. Washington Navy Yard shooter, Aaron Alexis, 12 killed, 3 wounded with, guess what, Remington 870 shotgun.
We've mentioned that before,
Nursing Home.
we?
Yeah. The Carthage Nursing Home and Rehab Center, North Carolina. Ken Stewart killed 8, wounded 9 with, guess what, Winchester 12-gauge shotgun. Okay. Santa Fe, Texas. Demetrius Pegaport, I don't know this guy's weird last name, killed 10, wounded 10, Remington 870. And one more, taking it way back before there was a lot of mass shootings and basically nobody owned freaking AR-15s, right?
Right.
University of Texas Tower shooting, 1966. Charles Whitman, he killed 15 people. He wounded 31 with the Remington Model 700 blind magazine, 6mm, which is, 243 basically. Before he did that, he stabbed his mom and his wife and killed them. He was stopped by an armed citizen and a campus police officer. I think he ended up offing himself up in the tower.
Yeah.
But he killed 15 and wounded 30. So my point is,
bolt action.
Bolt action and shotguns. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen, friends? That happens when they ban ARs and pistols. They're coming for that shit too, because they're not going to be like, screw it, it was with a shotgun. No.
Yeah. No.
No.
They're definitely
It's not going to stop. There
you go. You're right, Brandon. Get a 30-40 Craig out there.
Yeah. Hey, Australia, if they didn't, they're trying to ban lever actions. I know they banned lever action shotguns already in pumps.
Yeah. And every country, all we got to do is look across the pond. Every country that goes this way, look at the knife trouble they're having now.
Yeah.
And now they want to regulate knives, and just like they do guns.
Yeah, and
Travis. Oh my god.
I know I saw that. I was giggling at that. Travis gets some good comments for us out there from Washington State. He's behind enemy lines out there in
Oh yeah, he's
Connersville.
definitely behind enemy lines. Kinda like Red Dawn.
And I would
The
say
egg
too,
is hard. Your
Clay,
your code word is. So for those of you behind
how'd you
enemy
get
lines,
shot down? Well, I killed 4 of the son of a bitches before they got me. Brandon commented there. Brandon told us some stuff about the ATF and his pistol brace ban.
Yes.
And we didn't get to it. We're definitely going to have to do that next week along with Crazy Horse. Brandon's got some good info.
But
His-
I will say this about it, guys, and this is good shared public information for those of you that are thinking about getting the free. They're such good guys. $200 tax stamp if you go register. Don't do it. Okay, we'll go into this later. Just trust me. Don't do it. And of course they're giving 120 days out, which puts us out to what, March. But don't do it. Don't do it.
Love you, Trav. Thanks for swinging by, buddy.
And this is insane what they're doing with these stabilizers and things like that. I mean, they're trying to turn something into what it's not. But that's what they like to do, and it's not law. This is a regulatory thing. It comes from the ATF, and I mean, Jamie and I got on a little bit this afternoon, and I was reading that stuff to you. Wasn't that great? That was just crystal clear, wasn't it?
It's insanity the way they write this. They make it
check this out,
purposely
guys,
confusing, so you don't want to deal with it.
This
How many
is
pages
page
was it,
one.
Clay? 164 pages or 168. We figured.
Right.
Pages of it, right?
With the notations of where they cited their sources from. But this is the first page, guys, of the form that you can fill this out to see if you have the points that you're going to have to register.
The points.
This.
I mean,
it's this is called the ATF form 4999, and then you fill this thing out. And I mean, this is absurd. And this is the second page, and then you add up your points, see what your score is, and then it'll tell you whether you need to do something.
The only points you need are bullet points.
That's right. I will tell you this though, something nice about this whole thing.
Oh, it's an MVU weapon.
Not even what I'm looking for. Oh yeah, the short act. But I can tell you that the nice thing that I heard today was there are multiple lawsuits that have been filed as of today to stop this. So my guess is there may be an injunction against it, which will stop it from taking place.
There's 2 or 3. There's 2 or 3. And I would also say, I brought this up last week, but I'm going to say it again. Whatever state you're from, call your House of Representatives rep. And in North Dakota, it's Kelly Armstrong. Matt Gaetz introduced H.R. 374. That's a bill to abolish the ATF. Yeah, it's not going to pass the Senate, but get that thing passed in the House. Make them come out in the Senate and vote for it so we know who the frickin' commies are.
Yeah, I mean, I'll tell you what. If it makes it should make the Senate, but Kramer and Hoven better be a yes vote.
Yeah, I'm just saying it's a good.
You guys down there in South Dakota, you
Yep.
better ride Rhino rounds real hard, and John
Ed Newman.
What's that?
Edward Newman. He's in the House. That's who you want to talk to.
Alfred E. Newman. He's
Alfred
in the House.
Newman, not Edward.
Yeah. Old Dusty Johnson.
Yeah. Yeah. Kelly is Brown said Kelly's a stud. Kelly's freaking kicks. Yeah.
I can tell you this: no matter what you think about Representative Kelly Strong, or sorry, can't even talk tonight. Around Kelly Armstrong, the guy is pro Second Amendment. I've never seen that guy take a bad vote on the Second Amendment.
Right.
He's done some other stupid votes, but on the Second Amendment, he's solid. Kevin's been solid. John,
for sure.
He's been all over the place, but yeah.
I've heard Kelly talk suppressors on the air too, and he's he must own them because he seemed pretty damn knowledgeable about
he does. So. He used to donate Armstrong. He used to donate to the NRA event over in Dickinson. He's got some ties over
the
there.
NRA, they just compromise all your rights.
We've had that discussion too.
yeah. So I don't know. I'd seen another.
Hey, actually, completely right. The stuff we were reading today, it's so open ended that, basically, I don't think you can tell whether whether it hits the standards of an SBR, or it's a short barreled rifle for those of you that don't know what that is, or if it don't, or does that stabilizer is it actually one that's going to disqualify it, or is it one that isn't? I mean, I'm telling you guys, you need to read that crap on the ATF website and see if you can distinguish it, because I'm
It's
pretty
ridiculous.
versed.
And yeah,
And I
like
don't
if
know.
I don't understand something, I'm like, Clay, what's this? And Clay will break it down for me. Because I mean,
Yep.
people listening will probably hate me. Like Jamie sounds like a dumbass, and yeah, you know what? I mean, partially right. I'm knuckle dragging, undereducated gun nut, but so I got guys like Clay that break it down for me. But even Clay's like, I'm like, what's that? And he's like, I don't know. I'm gonna have to read
Yeah.
this again.
Yep. I'm gonna have to, and then I'm telling you, it's so open ended for interpretation. I don't know if anybody could actually follow it to a T. I really don't.
Well, Clay, like we said, they're doing this kind of crap to make you not want to do it, and just no, I
That's
don't
right.
want to do it. And if you
Just
do it,
get
you
rid
don't
of
do
it.
it right, they bust your ass, and you're a felon.
And I like what Brandon said here. He goes, and I'm sure he's referencing Kelly. He's bought multiple guns from him. So that tells you what kind of
Really?
guy.
Okay, I like
Yep,
that.
right there.
Like that.
That,
Awesome.
It
Oh,
just shows you. And I
Hey,
know
Kelly,
Kelly
this gets
is.
back to you. I appreciate you doing that.
Doug's got one. CQCBR.
Close
I wish I
quarter
could.
contact.
I don't know what that is.
Something rifle.
Okay.
Close quarter. I'm guessing.
You know me. What do I say about acronyms that I don't speak millennial?
Yeah. All right, Clay. I tell you what. Let's do the profits timeout one more time, and we're gonna come back. We're gonna hit the happy ending story. It's kind of a happy, sad ending actually, but and then you know what? We're gonna maybe hit on some bullet points here real quick before we go. If we got,
Yeah, I think we're gonna have a little something new there, aren't we?
we're gonna add that up. We're gonna add bullet points for some short stuff here. So let's do that, Clay. Let's do the commercial and stick with us, folks. I appreciate you guys hanging with. It's awesome.
There we go.
Guns in the 701 is sponsored by Lauer Auto Repair, located on 309 South Washington Street, Bismarck, North Dakota. Doug and the boys are patriots who support your Second Amendment rights with friendly service, decades of experience, competitive pricing, and expert advice for all your auto needs. It's getting colder out, so bring your vehicle in for a checkup and let Doug make sure you won't get stuck out in the cold this season. Stop in and let him know that you heard it on Guns and the 701 and you appreciate his support for your freedom and, most importantly, our Second Amendment civil right. That's Lauer Auto Repair, Bismarck, North Dakota. Give them a call, 701-258-6308.
Guns in the 701 is sponsored by The Blind Guy at 701-222-3932. They're freedom-minded, they're patriotic, and they love the Second Amendment. This husband-wife team was born and raised right here in North Dakota and based out of Bismarck. Again, for your Second Amendment company, for all your custom window coverings, The Blind Guy of North Dakota, 701-222-3932, or visit them on the web at blindguynd.com. All right. And again, we want to thank our sponsors. We can't do it without them. They're the guys there are a few bills with this thing, and thanks to our sponsors, they keep those bills paid for us. So thank you again.
Appreciate you. Make sure you thank them if you patronize them. Tell them you appreciate them supporting our show.
Well, I think that's so we get an answer.
All right, Clay, hit it, man. Okay,
we got
there you go. You got your
close
answer.
quarter combat battle rifle. There we go. So with that, all right, we're going long, but that's okay. We are going to bring you, what are we bringing? The happy ending.
Happy ending story.
Oh, damn. I still love it.
I was playing the horn there, too. You saw that, didn't you, Clay? Oh, man. All right. So this week's happy, like I said, it's a happy, sad, and you'll know what I mean at the end. But okay, I'm gonna just get on with it. You can make your own opinion of it at the end. So this one's coming from us from Amoland. And on the morning of September 22nd, around 10 a.m., two home invaders disguised as utility workers displayed a handgun as they forced their way into a home on the 100 block of Freilich Avenue. A woman in her 30s had a toddler in her arms as she answered the door. Two men, 34 and 36, later identified as brothers Jimmy and Christian Tenorio. And if you go on there, yeah, they both look like, I don't know if they're Italians or Hispanic, but they look like grease balls to me. So the basement roommate heard screams, grabbed a semi-automatic pistol, and came up the basement stairs. He engaged and shot Christian Tenorio, who had the revolver. He then ducked back down into the basement. Jimmy Tenorio retrieved the revolver and started dragging his brother toward the door. The basement resident re-engaged with an assault rifle of unknown make and caliber, and a gunfight ensued. Here's the happy ending comes in. Both Tenorio brothers ended up on the small front lawn. Both were found there by police. Both were deceased. That's the happy ending. Good. You
That's the
pieces
happy
of shit
ending.
come in there, break into a house,
Yep.
don't give two shits about some woman holding her freaking baby in her arms.
Mm.
I got no mercy for people like that. And
Me neither.
they got what they deserve. Now, here's the I told you the sad part of this, right? So the guy did what was necessary to protect the baby and this woman, right? Is his renter. The two armed men were gang members, and sadly, since the home invasion, the male resident has continuously received death threats. He had to quit his job and is unsure how he will be able to live a normal life.
Wow.
While receiving so many death threats. This apparently in the Facebook comments on this Ruben Cantu started a GoFundMe for this guy, and the guy's name, I mean, if you're interested, is what I say his name was here. I can't find the guy's name offhand, but anyways, go to ammoland.com. You'll find this article.
Oh.
But, that's what happened. He greased two of these scumbags, and now the freaking gang members want to come out. Some real men want to come and kill him for taking out two of their freaking scuzzbags.
Bang. Yep. So it was a happy ending, but yeah, we got Marty's right. Hey, bring him out here to North Dakota.
Hey, move in with Marty. He'll teach you some real freaking skills. I mean, obviously the guy can handle a gun, but Marty will teach you how to milk the glands on a skunk and skin coons and make wagyu out of wagyu coon meat. And
that's right.
Marty's a man of multi skilled.
Yes, he is.
Train station. There we go, Brandon. Yeah, train bridge.
Oops, I got the wrong one. There we go.
We got all kinds of good comments on your man. I like that.
And again, guys, we love the comments. Like we said earlier in the show when we started, we average about 150 to 175 comments, and sometimes we've been up around over 200. So
yeah,
that's actually way more than most of the live streams that we've been looking at. So we're proud to have you guys as an interactive part of this.
It's
eventually
awesome. It makes the show way better. I mean, Clay and I thought it makes the show way better. I mean, Clay and I are kind of windbags, but when you guys come in there,
I'm pretty quiet and shy.
You guys' comments are awesome. I thoroughly enjoy reading people's comments on them, and we really do appreciate it. So it's awesome. Keep it up, guys.
We're gonna do a little closing. We're gonna close out here, and we got a lot we
bullet points
cover. Bullet points. Yeah, we're gonna come up. We were talking earlier before we went on air, and I think that's a good idea. Second Amendment bullet points going to be kind of something new we're going to start doing. That kind of be things for you guys to think about. So being we didn't get to everything, next week we will do the Midwest Badass, and it's going to be Crazy Horse.
Yes.
So go take a look at some stuff. See if there's anything you want to ask, see, give to us as far as, hey, check this out. I'm finding out he's an interesting individual and what a life he led. So I'm getting my history lessons as well. Go check out the assault weapons ban. Go check out the ATF pistol braces and SBRs. See what's going on. You're also going to check out something here, and I'm going to bring this up quick.
Sure.
I know it's not going to probably go anywhere. It's called the Short Act, and that's where Senators Roger Marshall and John Kennedy, both Republicans, introduced the Stop Harassing Owners of Rifles Today, the Short Act.
Good.
Which will repeal some of the more archaic elements of the National Firearms Act, the NFA, including its regulation of short-barreled rifles. Furthermore, the lawmakers have co-sponsored a Congressional Review Act resolution to prevent the ATF's new rule. And you can read the rest of this, but guys, go check out the Short Act. I just kind of briefly brought it up and read it. So if you're looking for something to do, some little homework, go out there, go to the U.S. House of Representatives and look up Short Act, just how it's spelled. You should be able to find it. So,
and you know what? If you guys, like I said, if you guys find anything on these North Dakota state bills, on these gun bills or anything else, you hear anything, you see anything, feel free to email Clayton and I, Jamie at gunsin701.com or Clay at gunsin701.com. I mean, we're definitely not beyond taking information. We don't think we know everything, and it's awesome if you guys get in on it with us. So.
Also, guys, most of the
Hey, if
gun
you hear
bills,
something, say something.
yeah, say something. Most of the gun bills that came through, either from Koppelman or Magrum, they've all had their hearings. They all, as far as I know, were successful or they're being amended. So they're kind of stalled out till they get another hearing on some of that. But and I think one went to the House and passed. I can't remember. Was that the one that we were talking about with the campus? I don't remember anymore.
Yeah, it was that was the one to carry on like in the Capitol and on
Yeah,
public
okay,
grounds.
that was the one. So that was Koppelman's bill.
I know. Hey, I got a good bullet point for you
Yeah.
here, Clayton. Clay actually sent this to me. Ron Howard, which everybody knows is
Oh,
a flaming freaking leftist.
Opie, if you don't know who he is. Opie.
Yeah, or Richie Cunningham from
Yeah.
Happy Days. Right? His brother Clinton, guy's a freaking hardcore right winger.
Big time, big time. I didn't realize that until it popped up, and we had that segment about pro
Yeah.
Second Amendment conservative celebs. Well, he's one of them. If you don't know who he is, he's been in The Water Boy. I mean, he's always been kind of a he's just like an add-on actor, but he's done a lot of parts. I mean, if you see him, you'd recognize him right away.
Yeah.
And he even actually supported Ted Cruz when he was running in the 2016 presidential race. So that tells you how far he's going to the right with the rest of us. So that's kind of cool to see that.
Yeah, that's awesome. So let's okay. So Friday, when we're going to be on Mitchell in the morning, 8:40 a.m. KFOR, 5:50 a.m. Clay and I kind of been hitting on a lot of political stuff the last couple weeks. I'm going to find something like hunting or animal based because I just don't like to go on there and talk pure politics. It's fun. I can do it all the time. So can Clay.
Yeah.
But we're going to find something like that. But one of the topics I want to hit on, PBS NewsHour is using tax dollars to shill for gun control here. They're funded publicly. They get money from like they're what do they call it, Clay? Nonprofit, right? And they're not supposed to get.
Oh, yeah.
So what if the NRA is a nonprofit? How about if the NRA got money and shilled for gun ownership? Would PBS do that? No, hell no, they wouldn't.
It's only select ones.
Yeah, and so next week, like Clay said, we got Crazy Horse, and I tell you what, one of the things we're definitely going to do, Brazil has been taken over. We had Marty on at one point, but we had a bad connection. Taurus of Brazil, which is a separate entity from Taurus in Florida, has kind of proposed some gun control down the right, Clay, to kind of save their ass with this new regime. And it's
the president.
It's commie shit. I'm going to tell you right now.
Big time.
It's commie shit. We're going to go over that on top of Crazy Horse, and I'm quite sure we'll have some other stuff. But President Taurus Brazil proposes gun control in home country, and I read it. It's freaking ridiculous.
It's stupid.
The guy sounds like a commie himself, to be quite honest with you. And then, of course, at the end, he tried to make it sound like, hey, I was just trying to make a deal to save your gun rights. Nah, you weren't, buddy.
No.
I read the whole thing. It's bullshit.
He's just wanting to pad his pockets down there because they want to be the only supplier of firearms.
It was a business decision. That's exactly right, because he wants them to ban any imports of anything, ammo, and all this other. And
I mean, that's fine. I mean, I get it, but don't call yourself a pro gun guy then, because you're not.
Right.
That's just the way that is.
So if you guys didn't check out anything on our social media or web, did a pretty good video out at Dougie's with a 50 cal. He's got a Barrett 50, which coincidentally we may have to talk about Barrett next week too. Barrett was sold.
We do.
People are concerned that that he's not the new owner of Barrett's not really pro gun. He's an Australian, but
he has assured everybody, the new CEO, that they will maintain what they've been doing. And places like California where they won't let the citizens, then they're not going to let anybody.
Hey, awesome, man. Blade Rain TV's checked in with us. Like, hey, appreciate that. Guys got some awesome stuff. You guys like some awesome bow hunting videos. This guy's awesome. He's 100% gun guy too. He's awesome. He's big AR guy and all that. Tune into his show. He's on social media too. Hey, appreciate you tuning in, brother. That's awesome.
Absolutely. Yeah, and so Barrett, like I said, they're gonna hold true with what Ronnie Barrett did. They're not going to sell these places. That they won't even sell the cops any. If you're not going to sell to the public, then they're not going to sell to you. So
right.
go
he
check
said,
that
do
out.
whatever he said, do whatever. And the 50s are still going to be made in America. But
Yes. Right out of
anyways,
Tennessee, I think
we're
so.
going to get into that. I mean,
So guys, Friday, don't forget Mitchell in the morning, 7:40 Mountain, 8:40 Central. You can check us out at www.gunsinthE701.com. I really highly suggest you go check it out. We've been adding a few new things. We got the podcast there. I try to get when the Mitchell in the Morning podcast is available, I put that there. And of course, we have the actual live videos and some other stuff. So go check it out. We got a lot of stuff on there.
yeah, because you ran that live last week, actually, through live stream when we were on top.
I'm going to try to do it again Friday. Now, Friday, I'll be in the hills, but I'm going to take the computer along, see if I can't do it.
Hey, you're on Crazy Horses territory, man.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah. You know, it's when we were going to talk about that, I was going to say, you know, to me, I don't think it was coincidental that they chose a big granite mountain not too far from Custer, South Dakota.
Yeah, you did tell me that. Kind of rub it in old Custer's face.
Yeah, I mean, you know, that was a highlight for the Indians. So.
Hey, man, thanks, Blade Ray, and you rock too, buddy. Appreciate you.
You got anything else you want to add? Like I said, we appreciate everybody listening.
I don't. I mean, trust me, Clay. If I start adding more shit, we're gonna go for another 30. So, and hey, man, everybody's hanging. I'm telling you right now, our viewership's hanging in big time. Yep. Big time now. I'll guarantee you, Clay. This is the most retained viewership we had.
It is.
I know you're going to tell me that with the stats. I can just see just by watching.
I can see it. I see a little counter here.
Yeah,
so.
Appreciate you guys. And you know what? Real quick. Hey, I am getting the caps coming in. Not exactly how I wanted them, but they're supposed to be here next Friday. When they're here, I'll let you guys know. I mean, it's still badass. Got the guns in the 701 on with the freaking AR, just like back there.
Yep.
Right, but there's not going to be a flag on there. I got like kind of an off black cap with an off white on the back, the mesh, and it's got North Dakota on there with the ARs and the website.
It's our trial run.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Hey, thank my dad. You know, my dad bought me for Christmas. He's paying for the cap. So love you, Dad. That was awesome. Thank you. Because it's Doug, not cheap. It's not cheap.
Doug said, damn good content tonight. Doug, again, we're going to be down there. We're heading down tomorrow. We'll be down there all weekend. So we'll definitely get in touch. DJ is a good friend of mine. I've known him a long time. So we're definitely going to get in touch this time and have some fun this weekend.
Take some pics down there, man.
Oh, you got to use that damn phone then.
Yep.
All right.
All right, Clayton.
All right, everybody. We appreciate you staying with us. The number held real tight tonight.
You guys,
awesome. we had a mission tonight, and I was afraid it might consume the whole show, but that's okay. It was an important subject. Still, that bill is still out there, so go on there, check. It's 1151. The easiest way to find it: go to that North Dakota legislative site.
That's not very easy.
Type in you got to put 2023 in for the year and put 1151 for the bill, and then it'll come. But that site, guys, is not user friendly. So I'm just warning you.
Tell your representatives, guys. It ain't cheating and it ain't spreading.
And tell your senator
CWD.
If it's going to come to the Senate. I'm about positive.
Yep. Bet it is.
With that, I want to tell everybody to have a great weekend. Tune in Friday morning again. Like I said, 7:40 Mountain, 8:40 Central in the morning. We'll be on with Mitchell in the morning, and we'll have a few cool little things there for about 15-20 minutes.
And before Clay says his famous line, I am going to the farm this week, and I'm going to do some testing on some deer hunting loads for 223 and a couple gun reviews. So check out our social media and gunsinthE701.com next week. There's going to be some videos up for some stuff, and check it out, guys. I mean, I'm going to work my ass off walking to these targets. I'm not going to lie to you, spraying them. I'm going to try and get some good videos, some deer, maybe some muleys with some antlers dropped, and it's going to be some work. Maybe do some night coyote hunting. That's a lot of. I'm getting 5 pounds of shit in a 2-pound bag, but I'm going to see what I can accomplish.
Go for it. All right, guys. You guys have a good evening. Thanks for listening, and always remember, keep your powder dry.